Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Deej Plays Stuff and our glorious return to 720p definition. Today's goal is the 4-star urgent quest, where we'll be diving into the flooded forest and killing a Gobul. Since this is a primarily underwater fight, I strongly suggest you not bring a sword and shield weapon, as it is the absolute worst underwater weapon in the game. I'd like to apologize for the mic static during the cutscenes. This is because an earlier video got flagged for third-party content because it didn't have mic static in the cutscene. All cutscenes are property of Capcom and their associate distributors, I guess. First time you start this quest, Gobul will be here in Area 6 for its cutscene. Any other time it will spawn in Area 4, where you can get it from the fight to be mostly on land instead. Instructions on how to do this will be at the end of the video. Gobul is the first monster in the game with an unblockable attack, being the water vacuum you saw in the cutscene. We'll only ever do this attack from the ground, so keep an eye out for it at all times. Cutscene, 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 cutscene. Gobul is capable of instantly stunning you with a single attack with its flash from its lantern, which also acts as a flash bomb for any other monster. This attack is blockable and can be dodged with invulnerability frames, or simply won't affect you from far enough away. While not enraged, Gobul is weak everywhere except its legs. While enraged, however, its back becomes all but immune to damage, boasting the strongest defense so far of 15. Whether enraged or not, its weakest point is the lantern and the rod it's attached to. It has a pathetically low stagger limit and has an armor rating of 65. The only downside to it being is its painfully small hitbox. Unlike the health value I made up for Arthros, I'm not making up these armor values. They're using a complex damage calculator, but I can summarize easily. The number is the percentage multiplier out of 100 for your damage, so an armor rating of 65 means your attack does 65% damage to that hitbox, and an armor rating of 15 means you're inflicting a minuscule 15%. Anything with an armor rating of 45 or over is considered a weak point. Generally, anything between 30 and 40 would be an average hitbox. just like Royal Ludroth, Gobul is weak to lightning and fire. Lightning is its primary weakness, and fire is an alright alternative. Elemental attacks have an armor value for each hitbox too, with anything 20 and above being considered a weakness, 10 and 15 considered an average, and 5 is the resistance. If you're looking at the hitboxes listed in Ping's database, a hitbox with no elemental value denotes an immunity. Remember how I said how sonic bombs bring up monsters from underground way back in the 2-star roundup video? The same is true of boss monsters. This is an easy way to get dings in on Gobul, but sonic bombs do not work on enraged monsters or monsters tucked into a different area. When Gobul goes underground, it will vanish from the minimap of Paintball, and it will be unable to use the target lock feature while it is underground, assuming you're using it at all. Paintball will still have the yellow circle which shows which area Gobul is in, but won't have the little pink dot showing you your exact location. Gobul's breakables are its lantern and severing its tail. Breaking the lantern will prevent it from performing its flash stun, but it will still try, making this a good chance for free hits. And for the record, all of Cha-Cha's attacks count as cutting damage. Obviously, when your oxygen bar runs low, bad things happen. It will give you about a 30-second warning before it runs runs out, giving you time to either find some bubbles or surface. If you run out of oxygen, you won't immediately die, but you will steadily lose health faster than being in a hot area without a cool drink. And there we have it, another level of stars done and access to a new area, the Tundra. This marks the end of the game where you could sequence break by going to Tanzia Port and taking the Harvest Tour Tundra quest, since we'll now have access to one in Logan Village. Any other sequence breaking involving the port requires actual work that honestly is easier done in the village. Since I promised to show you how to fight Gobul on land, here it is. First up, you'll need a frog, found in this gather spot in Area 2. Gobul only knows me here since I had to backtrack for the map, which I then realized I didn't need for this part anyway. To get Gobul on land, you will need to fish him out with the frog. You will have plenty of time to fish out Gobul, but the cut-off point is when he becomes aggressive towards you, denoted when the stage music starts playing. If Gobul goes for the frog, you don't need to press any buttons. Fishing it out is an automated sequence. On land, Gobul is a much easier fight. You'll have a much easier time cutting off the tail, but a harder time breaking the lantern. Fishing it out also means it will only be in areas 4, 3, and 1. I have been your host, Deej, and I hope you've learned a thing or two about this game from this video. The info on Gobul's hitboxes has been gotten from Ping's Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate Dex, linked in the description. Next time on this playthrough, I'll be showing you the basics of bowgunning and why you really shouldn't use bowguns until you have a really good understanding of this game. Anyway, this has been another Deej Plays Stuff. Wish you all the best of luck in your hunts, and I messed up this outro.